Hello, wrestling fans. I'm Mark Bray. I am standing here with the current reigning MCW Tag Team Champions, Drolix, the Paperman Chuck Lennox. And, well, you guys have pretty much been in control of the tag team circuit since coming into MCW, since you started your Black Wall Street. But it seems that there's some old school guys come back say this is their turf.
You got something to say about that, Mr. Lennox? Let Mr. Lennox.
Their turf? Their turf? This is our turf. This is our domain. See this? Means we're the best. Them? They don't matter. See, we're like fine wine. Nice cars, Maseratis, Beamers, Benzes, Bentleys. And they're just like prison food. Doesn't even matter. Black Wall Street, baby. We're here to stay.
You know what, Mark? There's one true thing you said in that sentence. Old guys.
I think I said old school.
Old school. What old school, it doesn't matter. Keyword old. This is new, Mark. See, back in the old school, as they say, as you say, yeah, Ghetto Mafia, you were the team here. But all the teams that you faced, all the teams that you beat, all the teams you ran roughshod through, they weren't like us. See, we're much like you. We're from the same place. We run the same streets you are from. The difference is, we were smart enough to get out. That's why we have these and you don't. See, you're from Poplar Grove and Emerson Avenue. That's just a part of the hood. We run the hood, Ghetto Mafia. That's what you don't understand. And when we finish, we're sending you back to that old folks' home that let you out for recreational purposes, and you got a little happy and wandered off back here to MCW. So, you know what? Tell your wives, buy that black dress, because you and whoever else you run with is going to end up in a body bag, period. Let's bounce.
Well, there you have it, fans. Black Wall Street, you better believe Ghetto Mafia is going to have something to say about that. Hello, wrestling fans. Mark Bray once again backstage at MCW Anniversary 2012. Don't adjust your sets, folks. The six-time MCW Tag Team Champions. Soon to be seven. Ghetto Mafia. Dope, Creed, back in action. And they want what they say is theirs.
That's right. It belongs to us. 7 times we going to do it. This going to be the 7th time we win the MCW Tag Team straps. Because Black Wall Street, we don't even know who you are. Least of all, we had no respect for you. We came back home, we went to the ring and dealt with you, and ever since then, you've been trying to step talking trash? Oh yeah, we're gonna take you to school MCW style. We the originals. We the real deal around here. Poplar Grove, Emerson Avenue, we represent. Bring me the belts.
There you have it, folks. That match is coming up right now. Black Wall Street has a bullseye on their back. Ghetto Mafia going to capitalize on that. MCW veterans back in the squared circle, back in the green room. And I had a chance to catch up with Dope earlier this week. And I asked him, what are you doing here, Dope? We haven't seen you in a couple of years. What's going on? And he says, plain and simple, I want my belts back. Those are my belts. There hasn't been a lot of gold back in the hood, and we want to bring them back home. He says he wants the ladies, he wants the vodka, and he wants the belts. True story. That's what he told me.
Life simple as that. And look, MCW as a company has been a breeding ground for some of the best tag team talent in the business. You don't become 6-time tag champs by accident when you face the likes of the Holy Rollers, of the York and Matthews of the world. It's not something that just happens here. To hold those belts on 6 separate occasions is significant. You don't throw around the words Hall of Fame worthy very lightly. These two men, when it comes to tag team wrestling in this company, Hall of Fame worthy.
You better believe that. Dope and Creed, the Ghetto Mafia, back in action in MCW. And I got to tell you, Drolix and Lennox and the entire Black Wall Street are going to have to put their money where their mouth is on this one. This may be the toughest team that they've ever gone up against.
Well, and you know, we had a chance to hear Al Albert confirming the title on the line. You had a chance to talk earlier today with Black Wall Street, and they made a point. These guys all come from the same streets, the same hood, but the difference, at least in the mind of Lennox and Drolix, is they don't just come from part of the hood, they run the entire hood. And they're here to really prove that tonight and show definitively they're, again, not just the best tag team in MCW, but the best tag team from the hood.
You're absolutely right. The referee has called for the bell. Chuck Lennox and Creed going to get the start in this matchup. And right away, Chuck Lennox trying to go and work on that arm of Creed. Folks, we said that the last match was a brawl. I have a feeling that this is going to be even more of a brawl, if you know what I mean.
I'll tell you what, once Drolix gets in there, I see this thing devolving because he uses those strikes, a lot of that hard-hitting game. Whereas Lennox, a little more technical, a little more savvy with the technical wrestling. But when Drolix gets in there, forget it. It's going to be a brawl.
And a bit of a shoving match going on here between Creed and Chuck Lennox. Pride and power on full display in the MCW ring. And Chuck Lennox goes up against the rope with a drop kick, and Creed goes down. And it looks to me that Black Wall Street is pretty proud of themselves so far, and well, frankly, they haven't really done much.
Yeah, well,
maybe a little bit of premature celebrating on the part of Chuck Lennox and Drolix. And just as I said that, on cue almost, Creed with a drop kick of his own, and he sends Chuck Lennox down.
You know,
here comes the tag. Now Dope, the legal man, and now the 6-time MCW tag team champions are in control of this matchup early on, which is really what we figured was probably going to happen from the get-go, regardless of what Drolix and Chuck Lennox may have thought.
Exactly, and the only real question mark here for me,
yowzer!
Obviously the Ghetto Mafia, they've been around a long time. They've taken time off, doesn't matter.
Hold on,
they
here
can
comes
come back.
Pin. He's only able to get a 2.
They've come back. It's going to be like they haven't missed a beat. With Lennox and Drolix as opposed to Streets and Drolix, there is the question of how will Lennox and Drolix function as a tag team. They've tagged a little bit together, not as much as Streets and Drolix. Will that be a factor in this contest? Yet to be seen, but it is worth watching as we go through.
And Chuck Lennox in a world of hurt, not in the corner that he would like to be.
This can't end well.
At the mercy of the Ghetto Mafia as they toss him like yesterday's chicken bone right into the corner of the ring. And it looks like they're going to go for a pin here. Drolix comes in to save his partner. That could have been it right there.
Savvy move there, the blind tag by Creed.
I don't think the referee knows who the legal man is now.
Well, it's broken down a little bit. We've got Drolix and Dope in the ring. We've got Creed and Lennox on the outside. Nice backbreaker. And this could hurt. Leg drop. Slingshot over the top rope. Nice combo maneuver.
And Creed going to go for a pin here. And unable to score the victory as Drolix rolls to the outside to kind of regain his composure. And Ronald Clayton trying to talk some sense into Drolix. As Creed and Dope both inside the ring, the 6-time tag team champions trying to make it a 7th time here at MCW Anniversary 2012. As Creed goes over the top rope and takes down both members of Black Wall Street right in front of us here at the broadcast position. And you're seeing right now why these two men, future Hall of Famers, held the gold 6 times.
Well, at this rate, they're going to hold it a 7th time. For some reason, the thought in my mind right now, it's Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. Black Wall Street just kind of looked, no, because when Tyson went into that fight, he wasn't really prepared. He just didn't look focused. Black Wall Street, even though here, Drolix trying to get the momentum back, something just feels off about them tonight. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the enormity of the task of taking on 6-time tag team champions. I don't know if it's sort of the pride or the element of trying to square up who's the best team from the hood or whatever. The start hasn't been good. Now, if Drolix can get this thing back on track, obviously, different conversation.
I was going to say, Drolix may differ with what you have to say right now because he seems to be in full control of Dope right now. Dope at the receiving end of a little bit of Black Wall Street. A sort of welcome back to MCW for the old-timers, as Drolix would say.
Well, and, a smart move here. One of the toughest muscle groups to keep in shape. It's the hamstring. Drolix isolated it, started working on it, and now Lennox going to go to work on that same left leg as well. Might be the strategy finally coming to fruition for Black Wall Street. Cover here.
And only able to get a 2 count. And the Paperman, Chuck Lennox, now working on the leg of Dope. And I have to tell you, when I spoke to Dope, very pleasant, very cheerful, always smiling, always wants to show you the gold in his mouth, the gold on his fingers. But when he may have been smiling, may have been happy, but I tell you what, you could see in his eyes pure focus, pure attention to what was going to happen in this match tonight. And I got to tell you, I don't think it's going the way he planned right now.
Well, certainly not, and he's kind of on a busted wheel at this point, that left leg being the focal point of the attack of Black Wall Street. Great tag set up there by Chuck Lennox. Locked up the leg, pulled Dope over, got the tag to Drolix. And now we're seeing Black Wall Street really doing what they do best.
There is a reason they are the reigning tag team champions. We're not going to take anything away from them at all, to say the least. And Drolix is quite the competitor, very smart, very athletic, and he's taking it to Dope right now inside the ring. He is not going to give those belts up without a fight. That's for sure.
And back onto the compromised left leg of Dope. Grapevine leg lock applied here. Traditional wrestling submission maneuver. And again, the tough thing with this move, you saw the attempt at the pin there by Drolix. The only way out involves a lot more pain for the individual on the receiving end. That's to work up into the move, which is going to compromise that hamstring.
And hold on a second. Ronald Clayton reaches in, helping Drolix, and Black Wall Street up to the chicane, and Creed trying to get the official to see what's going on here. And hold on a second, here comes the Paperman.
Well, it's one blind tag aside in this contest, this time to the advantage
of Black Wall Street. Now Chuck Lennox, the legal man, working on Dope. Dope needs to make a tag, JR.
He does desperately.
He's got to be hurting. His legs have been taken away from him. If you take a man's legs out from underneath him, that effectively takes away pretty much all of his offense. There's really nothing he can do.
And again, Lennox pulling Dope back, locking up the leg. And then it's Drolix back in. This game plan, it's ruthless, but it is deadly effective. Dope trying to fight out. 3 quick right hands. But the drop toe hold. And again, it's just more of the same. Second verse, same as the first here. That left leg compromised, cut down, cut out.
Did you just quote Henry VIII, the song?
I don't.
Second verse, same, never mind, whatever. Anyway, back into the ring. Chuck Lennox is going to go for a pin, and he's unable to get it. But he's continuing to work on that leg of Dope. Dope is in trouble, JR.
Yeah, he really is. And at some point, you know, when do we go from not enough to too much in terms of the assault on that leg? You know, will it force Dope to have to tap out to a submission move? Will he just be unable to continue and really put his partner, Creed, in a tough spot 2-on-1 against Black Wall Street?
Now Chuck Lennox up on that top rope. And Dope was able to get out of the way, and Chuck Lennox took out his own partner.
And Chuck
Dope
Lennox better turn around.
Creed now inside the ring working on Drolix. Chuck Lennox, this is a brawl, ladies and gentlemen. He's working on all of them. And it's just a numbers game, folk. Doesn't matter how good you are. 2-on-1 is not in the favor of Creed. Yet he still somehow manages to do a double drop kick and take down both members of Black Wall Street.
Now he's got Lennox up, shoots him across. Huge back elbow.
This is exactly what the Ghetto Mafia needed. A fresh man, and man, I'm telling you, he was taking it to Black Wall Street.
Lennox and Dope still kind of in the ring. Bit of a 2-on-1 though, as Dope is really struggling to get back to his feet because of that sustained assault on the left leg.
And Chuck Lennox tried to save his partner, but in doing so put himself in a very bad spot. Here comes and Ron, with the help of Ronald Clayton, Chuck Lennox's foot finds that bottom rope. Creed is not happy at all, and he's had about enough. He's going after Ronald Clayton.
Dope back to his feet in the ring.
And
turns Lennox around.
Lennox, if he could go for the pin, this is over. 1, 2. And Chuck Lennox just barely able to get it. But on the other side of the ring, Drolix and Creed going at it. Black Wall Street Ghetto Mafia doesn't get any better, and this is for all the marbles, for all the gold.
And now Ronald Clayton on the apron. We're
going to find out whose street it's going back to tonight.
And now wait, what did he toss? It looks like a chain into Lennox from Ronald Clayton. He's waiting for Dope to turn around.
Dope turns around, he takes it right into the kisser. He's got to be out for the count. 1, 2, 3. This one is over. Black Wall Street retains the MCW Tag Team titles.
You know, I thought that Chuck Lennox had a little something up his sleeve, but now it's down the front of his trunks in the form of that steel chain. Well, a great effort from the Ghetto Mafia. They showed what it got them to being 6-time tag champs, but at the end of the day, Black Wall Street, the numbers game, the 3-on-2, the foreign object, that chain upside the head of Dope, and that's all it took. And Ronald Clayton still sort of out here by ringside. Looks like he's going to talk some smack to Ghetto Mafia.
I don't think this is very smart.
You know, I think Creed and Dope don't particularly care for Ronald Clayton's showmanship, and they're heading back toward the ring, but Black Wall Street's already headed for the pay window.
I don't know about this.
You know those choose your own adventure books? I don't think his is going to have any particular good ending in about 3 seconds. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Who? That's Fed Up. Coming up the ramp. They head off. Clayton, and I get the feeling he's about to get a